y'all, Grandma Rose here. I want to show you something beautiful. Does anybody recognize this shrub or this small tree? Come in here, let me show you. Look at this. Isn't this thing fabulous? I just love it. Anybody know what it is? Take that off. Well, if you said Rose of Sharon, then you're right. When I was growing up, I learned the name of this was Althea, Althea. And when I would see Rose of Sharon in catalogs, I thought, oh, that's wrong. I've never heard of that. But yes, Rose of Sharon is actually the name. Althea, I think, is more of a southern name for it. This plant looks like hollyhocks because it's in the hibiscus family. It's the same, well, you've seen the great big garden hibiscus. This is just a smaller version, and it's also a woody shrub. If you notice, this is attracting pollinators. We want to attract pollinators. You see the bumblebees flying around? Right there. Who's buzzing me? I used to be really terribly afraid of wasps and bees, and I still don't like them a whole lot, but I respect them and understand their purpose. However, that's what I'm talking about here is the Rose of Sharon, not the bees. This little tree, you see that it is a small tree, a very, very small tree. Not sure exactly how tall this one is going to get. You know, they make relatively good-sized little trees. I mean, it's not as a huge tree like an oak, but over 10 feet tall for certain. Now, this one already is probably 7 or 8 feet tall. I planted this one 10 years ago. Got it actually as a seedling at a plant swap several years ago. Well, the year I moved in here, the spring after I moved in here. So I planted it in spring of 2008. And so the plant itself is called Rose of Sharon. Look that up if you don't already know it. This variety is a really pretty pink lilac color with a red throat. Isn't that fabulous? I just love it. The botanical name, the scientific name is hibiscus, and the species name is either Syriacus or Syriacus. Don't know how it's pronounced. Quite often in the scientific names, it has 3 or 4 syllables. The accent is going to be on the second to the last syllable. That's not written in stone. But that's what a lot of plants are like that. Or a lot of plants. A lot of the scientific names are like that. If you're pronouncing it, the name is usually has an accent on not the last syllable, not the next to the last, but the second from last syllable. So that's why I think it might be Syriacus rather than Syriacus. But it looks like Syriacus when it's spelled Syriacus. Okay, now propagation of this. It's really easy to propagate. Now, if I can show you, give you a good example. Really, all you do for this to propagate it is take cuttings and put them in water. It will root in water. You're going to take cutting 6 to 8 inches long. This here, 6 to 8 inches long. Take that one off too. And just put it in a glass of water inside. Just kind of clean this up a little bit while I'm talking about this. These dead blooms off. Makes it prettier. Just tidy it up a little. Come around from the other side. The sun is shining in here. Ooh, that's a really, look at that. That'd be a nice picture, wouldn't it? In fact, when I finish, I may come back and take that picture. That might be the thumbnail. See, is that a dead one? Yep, that's a dead one right there. There we go. That's probably going to be the thumbnail for this. So, Rose of Sharon. Let me show you what I'm talking about, propagation. Put this down for a second, and I'll be right back with my cutters and my cup of water. Okay. Let me see if I can show you how to propagate this. Now, looking around at this, every one of the tips of these long branches has several buds, and I don't want to cut those buds off. Let's see, I found one that has only one flower. It's on it right now, so I think I'm going to do this one. And I'll show you what I've done. What I've heard recommended, whoops, I just hit that. Recommended is that you cut 6 to 8 inches. Well, this is shorter than that. But right here, at the tip of this, if you can see right there where my ring finger is a little piece of where this stem, that's a new shoot off of the old wood right there. So I've cut it there. Clip off these lower leaves. Don't want to pinch off the lower leaves if you can without tearing the skin. Just pinch those off because those are going to go down in water. And you don't want to, well, you know what? I was mistaken. There are buds on that, darn it. Well, that's okay. I'm only losing one. I'm going to take those buds off because I don't want the energy of the plant going into producing the flowers. All I want is for it to produce roots. So here we go, and I've got down here on the bottom, I have a cup of water. So I'm going to clip this off. You don't want this to be, you don't want it to dry out at all. So clip it off and immediately put it in the water. Immediately put it in the water. Now, this was just one with a flower on it, just to give you an example of doing it with a flower on it. Let me see if I can find some down here at the base, lower on the plant that I don't really want to come out. I mean, I don't need the extra bushiness down here at the bottom. So I can sacrifice these branches right here. So again, this one right here, this little branch is only about 4 inches long. But again, you can see this right here is where it joins the stem. I'm cutting it off right there at the very tip of it. Immediately putting it into water. I'll get those leaves off of it in a second. Find another one like that. Not very many. These are all short and not a lot of growth on them. I don't think those are going to work. But they say that June, July are the best time to take cuttings. So this is the best time of year. Then maybe it would be a good idea to wait until after the flowers have already finished blooming on the branch that you want to cut from. But this is the easiest way to propagate a plant. You know, gardenias are just about as easy. If you live in an area where you can grow gardenias, or if you have a greenhouse or an area you have a room that's sunny enough to grow them inside in the winter. But that's as easy as it gets. Just take cuttings. Easy as it gets. So you just take cuttings, stick it in water. Now we'll take those leaves off the bottom of that one and see if they root. Bye, y'all. See you next time.